Let's be honest, we've all been there. That frustrating moment when your gear lets you down. A missed bite because of a jerky drag. A lost fish due to a worn-out reel, or just plain fatigue after a long day on the water. The Shimano 2024-2025 Ocea Conquest CT is engineered to solve all those common issues, making your fishing experience smoother and more rewarding. The latest 24-25 Ocea Conquest CT isn't just another improved reel, it's a game changer. Let me tell you why. First things first, let's talk power. The 24-25 Ocea Conquest CT now comes fitted with the InfinityDrive technology. The way it works is different from the InfinityDrive in Shimano spinning reels, but the result is the same. It eliminates friction in the drivetrain, producing a smoother, more efficient reeling experience. It's like comparing the feeling of riding a bike with smooth gears versus one with rusty, grinding gears. It makes a huge difference and allows anglers to use less energy while dishing out the same amount of cranking power. So let's talk about the advanced counter function with alarm feature on the 24-25 Ocea Conquest CT. Imagine this, fishing in low light or rough seas. It's tough to keep an eye on your line depth, right? The Ocea Conquest CT's new counter and audible alarm are like having a co-pilot. It signals when your lure hits a targeted depth or when you retrieve a certain distance, keeping you on track without constantly looking at the counter display. How does Shimano do this? They've added a new alarm feature on the reel. It's a feature where the reel beeps every time a certain distance of the line gets retrieved. The reel beeps up to 3 times, and there are altogether 6 settings with varying distances. Let's look at how this works. Say you've hit the seabed that's 38 meters deep, and the counter shows 38 meters, right? Using the A5 setting, the reel will then beep once when the counter hits 33 meters, when it is 5 meters above 38 meters. So this was for the A5 setting, 5 meters per beep. So if you were to set the reel on the A10 setting, it will beep once every 10 meters. On the A15, 15 meters. A20, 20 meters. A25, 25 meters. So beeping for 3 times each. On the A10, you'll get 30 meters before it stops beeping. A15, 45 meters before it stops beeping, and so on. This allows you to know exactly how far your jig is from the bottom of the sea. Now, picture this. You use a counter because you want to know exactly where you strike a fish, right? When we jig, we usually jig at an angle downwards like this. The counter on the 2024-2025 Ocea Conquest CT is angled up by 5 degrees. This 5 degrees may not seem like much, but you'll quickly realize how convenient it is when you're able to immediately know the depth of the strike without bending over to look at a flat display. So, you might be thinking, these features are cool and all, but is the counter really that important? This boils down to how much of the product you want to experience. There are other ways to know roughly where your jig is in the water. For example, you could use multicolor lines, or use good old mathematics and count the number of times you crank your handle till you get a hit, and remember that number to repeat the process on your next drop. Ultimately, the counter simplifies the process of pinpointing where the strike zone is. So, if this is worth it to you, the features in the Ocea Conquest CT now are absolutely worth your consideration. Shimano has included a new gear ratio in the Ocea Conquest CT, the MG gear ratio. It lies snug between the gear ratios of the conventional PG and HG, so just in between. The reason for this development is to improve the versatility of the reel. The MG gear ratio was specifically designed to boost more power without sacrificing too much sensitivity in bottom fishing. When it comes to the PG, the intention is clear. The main factor is power. Most anglers I know are usually undecided between the MG and HG. So ask yourself this, what am I buying this reel for? If you are looking for something to main in jigging, I recommend going for the HG model. But if you're looking for something that is more versatile to use, right, then go for the MG model because it's best for jigging and bottom fishing. Let's look at the handles and the handle knobs. Choosing the right handle is like selecting the right tool for the job, right? On the size 300 models, you get a CI4 Plus lightweight round power handle on the MG ratio with a handle length of 70mm, while the HG and PG models come with the T-shaped handle on the 75mm long handle. On the size 200 models, you're getting 2 variations of handle knobs across 3 different handle lengths. The handle knob on the HG model is a round power knob, but with a shorter handle length of 55mm. On the MG and PG models, you get double handle knobs with handle lengths of 65mm and 51mm respectively. So these changes were made to prioritize your comfort, whether you're holding the handles like this, right, grabbing it like this, or gently cranking it like this. For those of you who already own the size 300 Ocea Conquest CT, the latest one, you would have noticed this by now. The design of the fall lever has also been changed to suit one-hand operations. Without stretching your thumbs out too wide, the size 300 models are even suitable for light and super light jigging, depending on how big your hands are, right? Now, the even more compact size 200 models are perfect for women and kids with smaller hands. The distance between the handle and the spool center has also been made shorter to give you more stability when using a lot of power in fish fights. The wider the distance is, the harder it would be for you to control the fight, especially when a lot of force is needed. The result is a more stable fight with even larger species. These small features are where Shimano's effort in detail really shines through. They may not seem like much on their own, but put together and you'll get a compactness which helps improve your experience so much more. See how easily I can do this on the size 300? Now, the drag. Compared to the 2018 Ocea Conquest CT, the maximum drag has been increased by 1 kg across all the models, except for the 300 and 301 HG model. Those 2 models saw their drags increase from 7.0 kg to 7.5 kg instead, a marginal 0.5 kg. The size 200 MG models have maximum drag at 6.5 kg, while the 300 MG models have the same drag as the PG models at 8.0 kg. Having a precise drag is like having smooth brakes on your car, right? You want consistent, predictable stopping power without sudden jerks or unpredictable behavior. The drag on the 24-25 Ocea Conquest CT has been improved to be smoother and more reliable for consistently smooth operation. Sudden increase in drag could cause your lines to snap, or sudden decrease in drag could cause the fish to shake off the hook. So this smooth taper of the drag force is super important. Lastly, the line packing. For those who have never used a CT reel or electric reel before, basically different lines have different diameters. So a spool filled with a PE rated 1.0 line could have very different line lengths compared to a spool fitted with PE 2.0 rated line. Conventionally, you need to use setup programs E1, E2, L1 or L2 or P1 to calibrate your line counter to the line you spool into your CT reel. Shimano has made this setup process more hassle-free for anglers by including a few presets in the 2024-2025 Ocea Conquest CT reels. So, on each the size 200s and size 300 reels, you have 5 presets. On the size 200, you have PE 0.8, 1.0, 1.2, 1.5, and 2.0. These are the common PE lines used on the size 200 reels. On the size 300 models, you have presets of PE 1.2, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3.0. These are the usual PE lines used on the size 300 reels. The Shimano Ocea Conquest CT isn't just an upgrade, it's an investment in a more enjoyable fishing experience. The counter, InfinityDrive, the compact body, the new fall lever design, the new MG gear ratio, and even the handle knob designs. Everything about this reel has been designed to improve your comfort and efficiency on the water, so you can focus on what matters most, the thrill of the catch. So tell me, will it be the PG, MG, or HG model for you? Let me know in the comments below.